everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to be talking about why it is important to avoid restaurants and how you can do it. So before I go into this video, I'm going to first say don't forget to subscribe. Go on and subscribe and like and whatnot. So here we go. First of all, let me just say these restaurants are not clean. Like, they are not nearly as clean as you might think it is. You can basically just look up videos and find out what I'm talking about. Just think about all the work that it takes to really clean and sanitize all the machines that they use, like dishes, counters. You have to think about every little thing because germs are small. You can't always see germs. Like, most times you can't see germs. So think about all the work that goes into just cleaning the place up. And a lot of the times these restaurants don't really care how clean or how sanitized they keep their building. Like, you can look at pictures or videos online and see what I'm talking about. Like, there's stories of people seeing mice just running through the restaurant, big rats, roaches, anything. They see these things because the environment is not clean. If it were clean, if there wasn't food like laying around in corners that these mice and rats can feed off of, then they wouldn't be in the restaurant. So, like, there's even scenarios of people finding like bugs and even whole rats and mice. How do you find that in your food? How do you find that in a cake? You don't find that in a clean restaurant. You will only find that in a messy restaurant or a place that is attracting those creatures. So one way to keep your mind fresh about how disgusting these restaurants can be, just look at some videos. Like, keep your mind fresh on how gross these restaurants can be, and you will be disgusted. You wouldn't want to go to a restaurant after watching videos and seeing pictures of this stuff because you'll be worried about, you know, what could be in the food that you're about to order. Sometimes the people aren't clean either. Like, you can find some restaurants where people aren't wearing gloves, people aren't washing their hands enough. Like, they'll be handling raw meat and then not wash their hands. That is so disgusting. And you can find that in some restaurants. Some people are very trifling and they will spit in your food. They will do other trifling things to your food that I don't even want to talk about. So keep these things in mind and you will be disgusted. You will not want to go to a restaurant after looking at some videos or pictures of that stuff. So that's one way you can avoid restaurants and want to avoid restaurants, is by keeping your mind fresh on how disgusting the environment can really be. Like I said, germs are small. You can't see germs. You can look at my hands. On my hands, you never know. Of course, I wash my hands all the time, but germs are so small, my hands will look clean, but they will not really be clean. It's the same with those people working at these restaurants, fast food restaurants and all of that stuff. It's the same. I know this is going down. There's some restaurants that I went in that didn't really look too clean to be a cooking environment, to be an eating environment. Like, go sit at the table and just look around, look at the table. What is that little smudge or something on the table that I'm about to eat on? How long has it been there? What is it? Like some old food that just sat there and dried up? You know, you gotta question these things. Yeah, health and cleanliness, those are like what you have to think about when you go to eat at these fast food restaurants and restaurants, period. These people don't really care like as much as they would if they were cooking for their own self. They're just trying to get the order out because there's hundreds and hundreds of people going at these restaurants every day. So they're not thinking about wiping a counter or washing their hands enough, or making sure the tables are clean, making sure they're not spilling stuff in the corners of the floor where rats and mice can come in while no one's looking and leave behind, you know, droppings and just bacteria. People, they're not thinking about that all the time. They're thinking about hurry up and getting these orders out so they can get that money and go home and do whatever they want to do with that money. I mean, most times cooked food, stuff that you prepare on your own, tastes a lot better anyway. You know what you put in your food. These restaurants use ingredients that are organic. They use different ingredients that are just not good for your health, like MSG. I'm pretty sure a lot of these fried chicken places use MSG. That is very bad of an ingredient to use. Like some of these sweet drinks that be at the restaurant have stuff like high fructose corn syrup in it, aspartame. They just use a lot of ingredients that's not good for your health. So think about that. You know what you put in your own food when you cook for yourself. You know that you're not putting anything bad in it. You won't go and buy some aspartame or MSG and put it in your food. So you should try your best to just cook your own meals. It's fun and it's creative. It boosts your creativity when you sit down and you measure the ingredients and you test out this seasoning and that seasoning, and it's very fun. I quite enjoy cooking, and it's something that you should do instead of going to restaurants. Like, not to mention it's more expensive eating out. Like, think about it. You go to the store and you buy ingredients. Most times those ingredients can easily be stretched out to make several meals than just buying something at a restaurant. Think about it. You go to a restaurant and of course you want just something quick, something you don't gotta worry about, so you go to these restaurants and you buy yourself something. But when you add up the prices of buying this stuff from a restaurant versus buying ingredients from the store and having all these leftover ingredients and leftover food that you could chow down on for the next few days or freeze for a later date, it's very amazing the amount of money you can save just making your own meals instead of eating out. So only a lazy person, no offense to any of you all, only a lazy person eats out every day. Like, or let's say you're a busy person and you really don't have the time to, cook your own food. I would suggest that you make the time, because your health matters, how you feel, all of that stuff matters. Not to mention, lazy people will just be like, you know what, it's just so much easier to just drive here real quick and get myself a meal to eat within like 5 to 10 minutes. It's just so fast. Let me just go get this fast food real quick. It's just that easy. Only a lazy person thinks like that when you have the capacity to walk into your kitchen and make yourself something to eat. It's just, it takes a little bit more time perhaps, and I know a lot of people, they have like a big appetite and they love certain foods that seem impossible to make at home, but trust me, nothing's impossible to make. Now, of course, some ingredients might be harder to find so that you can make these meals that you like, but trust me, it really isn't that hard. A lot of the meals that you will go at a restaurant and buy, or you'll buy pre-prepared at the store, a lot of these meals are very simple to make. Just look up a recipe, follow the instructions, and you will have yourself the meal you want. At one time, we thought something like pizza would be impossible to make, especially like how places like Pizza Hut or just how any old pizza from the store would taste. We thought that was impossible, but eventually we started looking up more and more recipes, and it turns out pizza really isn't that hard. So all the different meals that you want to cook, that you want to eat, that you feel like you'll only find at a restaurant, trust me, there's a recipe online. Just, of course, look for the best recipes. Some recipes aren't the best, you know, so just look at like the ratings and what people are saying about the recipe and get yourself that recipe and work on it. It's really easy. Like, you can find a lot of recipes, especially on Pinterest. Eventually you'll find that it's quite relaxing to bake and to cook. So yeah, think about everything I talked about in this video. It's really important, and you can find a lot more information just online and in other videos about why it is so important to avoid eating out, avoid these restaurants. Yeah, just think about your health. Your life matters. So yeah, avoid these restaurants and make your own meals, your own healthy meals, and you'll find that you're more energetic. You'll find a lot of things better just by avoiding unhealthy food, period, and making your own healthy food. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will be doing videos more often, hopefully, so stay tuned. If you have any ideas of videos that you would like for me to film, yeah, just post them in the comment section below and I'll try my best to film a video. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like. That's what I mean. Germs are small. You can't see them, but you can pick them up and get really sick. Yes?
Did you just call me?
No, I didn't.
For sure?
I'm recording, Shem.